What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great Thursday. As we're getting closer to the weekend, we're going to talk about some weather. I have my little girl beside me. You want to say hey?
Hi.
So, she won't want to sit in with this video like I done a couple weeks ago, but we're going to talk about some weather. There's still not really a whole lot to talk about. There's not a specific time frame to talk about, but we are going to take a peek on what we do know about March. At least the first half of March, and we starting to eyeball any potential storm systems, any extreme temperatures, and we're going to talk about some things here. So if you guys have not subscribed, consider subscribing. It's very slow right now. There's not a lot to talk about. Weather is slow. It was slow at the same time last year, but we're very, anything can happen. Something significant can come up very soon. Severe weather is starting to come. Basically, severe weather season is what I'm trying to say. So definitely subscribe, tag along, because it definitely is going to get active again. Like the video if you like it, and definitely share this with friends and things like that. So thank y'all for the incredible support. Also, if you got anything that I can pray about, anybody in the comments that could reach out to you and pray for you, try to use this platform as a way to do that, way to glorify God. So thank y'all. Stop showing your tongue, baby. So let's get going with this. Want to get down?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get going with this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the European model. Is there any big systems out there? Is there anything coming up? Well, one thing I want to mention is it's quiet. It's going to be quiet over the next several days. As we're getting into Sunday, we got that system we're watching. It's just going to hit Florida. Florida's going to be kind of active, but as we're getting into the early part of next week, there is really nothing going on. There is a big time system. Something's going on right here midweek next week in the mid-country, in the Midwest. What's that going to do? Is that going to put our first severe weather threat really of the season up here? Is it going to bring some snow from North Dakota? Not sure, but this is definitely an area to watch right here, the 10th through the 11th. So we're going to watch that time frame. As we're getting going, there's also another little area I want to watch. This is for next weekend. This might pop up some snow here in the panhandle of Texas, maybe into the Ohio Valley, but it's really far out. It's hard to know. But one thing, I want to look at the GFS too. What is that showing? So we're getting through here in time. Here's that system. It doesn't look like we're going to get this thing to trend northwest like we want it to get some snow. But as we're getting here in time here, it's quiet. We're getting to the midweek. That midweek storm is there, but there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, this midweek storm, it's in the Midwest. It's not in the eastern U.S., so I really think this could be a big-time storm. I don't know what it's going to do here in the Midwest, the upper Midwest, but it's something to watch. But it shows that same storm on the European run for next weekend. I think this has a chance to be a big-time storm, too. Either way, I don't think the southeast necessarily is going to get affected, but this storm could really turn up and affect the northeast potentially. I don't know. I can't tell you 246 hours out per the GFS that it's going to snow, not this Monday, but next Monday, March the 15th, in New York City. I just can't make that call off a GFS run, but it is interesting. You have a bit of a southeast ridge flexing right here. You have a trough just kind of sitting here with a little bit of cold air. This is in mid-March, so you're starting to kind of lose that winter chill. But it's interesting to see what's going to happen with this. So we look at temperatures, because this is the most interesting part. It's going to be a chilly weekend. We're getting into, well, let's get going here. So we need to get back into the present time here. So this is tomorrow. We wake up to a very cold northeast. I mean, very chilly for March. Freezing temperatures all the way through Virginia, all the way down to North Carolina. Chilly morning tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty day. Temperatures will rise here, but it's still going to be, the colder air mass is going to be kind of situating itself in. It's going to be a cold weekend. It's not going to be freezing, but it's definitely going to be a chilly weekend for the eastern U.S. for early March. So we're getting through that. Chilly Sunday too, but check it out here. We're getting into Monday. Look at the high temperatures. Look out to the west here. We get warmer and warmer. Get to Tuesday, it gets warmer and warmer. Wednesday, we're starting to get widespread 60s and 70s. Thursday, but check out here, you got some kind of front inching closer, but when the ridge is intact, I mean, we're going to sit here and we're going to what you call torch. And we're going to get above average temperatures here in the south, the east, and mid-Atlantic. This is for next Friday. We're in the widespread 70s and 80s. So I think next, and this is next Saturday, it's pretty far out. So this front, depending on where it sags and where it's at, it really depends on how cold is it going to get, how warm is it going to be. But this looks like a pretty dividing line of wherever this front is. But next week, I think things are going to start blooming a lot. A lot of the early bloomers in the trees are going to start popping up. There's already been some. But I think next week is really going to ignite the spring fever around here. How far does that cold front get? I don't know, but potentially a mid-month chill could settle in. There's been a lot of people talking about it might get a little chilly mid-month. We'll see what happens, but I don't see any severe weather threats here in the eastern U.S., any major snowstorms, major storms in general. In fact, you look at the GEFS ensembles here, this is through next Friday. Not a drop of rain for South Carolina and some areas in North Carolina showing up. This might be a good week straight with no rain. And look, this goes all the way up into the eastern areas of the Northeast. We're watching this storm, obviously, in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, but really, really impressive. And it's the same thing with the European ensembles. Really, just a really dry area right here, and this is all the way through Saturday morning, so 8 days. It really looks really dry. It looks like we're going to dry out, so everybody who's sick of the rain, I think your prayers are going to get answered with that for sure. But this is basically where the jet's setting up. It shows winds. And obviously, you get this weekend, you have a system down here, but it gets quiet. Wind speeds get quiet here. There's not a whole lot going on, but check it out. The jet gets going. You get a good flow going off this jet stream, and you get multiple storm systems to start to ride this jet stream, whether it sets up, and that's kind of what this is symbolizing. But we have to watch as we get into next weekend, into early next week. Some areas maybe in the eastern U.S. could get really active. What active is? What is it? Is it a late season snowstorm? Is it rain? Is it severe weather? Not sure, but you can tell that it gets a little bit quieter in the west, and it gets much more active in the east. So I think we're going to continue the streak of really quiet weather here the next several days, but we'll continue to watch modeling. Nothing real impressive is coming up. Nothing major to talk about. There's just not a whole lot going on. So definitely stick with me. It's going to get active again. We just got out of winter for areas of the southeast. We're still in winter for obviously for a large chunk of the country, meaning we're still in winter that you could potentially get winter weather, and it's not uncommon. Us in the southeast, it's beginning to get less and less common. So we'll continue to monitor it and see if anything comes up, but right now we're quiet, guys. So thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great night.